All right, speaking of populist movies, as far as I'm concerned, the big Christmas go-to multiplex film this year is going to be Little Fockers. Now, Wade, here's the thing. I went to go to the Relativity Media Christmas party. Now, Relativity Media is basically a little mini studio. They're also
ain't that many anymore.
I know. They're also they also co-finance most of Universal Pictures
and Sony Pictures stuff.
And Sony Pictures stuff right now. So I wanted to go to their Christmas party because I wanted the free food. I wanted to see if there was any celebrities there. I want free crap. That's who I am. But Wade went to go see Little Fockers. Go, Wade. Little Fockers.
Little Fockers is the third. I know, we're all laughing with my face of enthusiasm.
It's just extremely dramatic two-camera turn. Go ahead.
Anyway.
Go ahead, school us.
Little Fockers is the third in the Fockers trilogy that began with, can't believe I'm calling this a trilogy, that began with Meet the Parents, then Meet the Fockers in 2000, 2004. Here we are 6 years later, and of course now Ben Stiller and Terry Polo, they have twins, and the twins are 6 years old, and one of them's really bright, and one of them's kind of stupid. And we're resurrecting the whole nightmare of his relationship with his father, Jack Byrne, played by Robert De Niro. Let's see a clip.
Dad?
Yeah?
Can we go climb that big rock wall?
Yeah, okay, just be careful, buddy.
Okay.
You think he can handle that?
What's the big deal?
I'm just not sure you've instilled the physical confidence for him to shear a face like that.
Jack, do me a favor. Just let go of the reins a little, okay?
I'll let go, Greg, when you show me once and for all when you have what it takes to lead.
I am in control of my family, all right? If I get Henry permission to climb a wall, he can climb a wall. If he says he wants to climb the Empire State Building, and I say it's okay, because I'm in charge, all right? I'm calling the plays now, so you just gotta step back and accept the fact that I have got this.
Whoa!
So hang on, Wade. So here's what happens.
I'm hanging.
I'm at the Relativity Media Christmas party, right? Not very good.
Cookies? Were there cookies?
There were cookies at the end.
Cookies are good.
And that was important.
There are always cookies at the end.
Good job, J-Mac. What I'm saying is that there were cookies at the end, food not that great, but here's what happens. I'm over there hobnobbing at the Relativity Media Christmas party, and I get a text from Wade. Now I'm thinking to myself, okay, Little Fockers started at 7 p.m., and now it's about 8:20, and for some reason Wade is texting me, and I know he's sitting in Little Fockers, because I'm here. I'm like, what is Wade, why would Wade text me? So I read the text, and look at this.
I think it would have been better if this. He should have put this movie as fucking unburied. Why was it not an FOCK? Come on.
Let me just say, I am not a profane person. Okay, I'm not. So you have to understand what it takes to push me over the edge.
Now this is, but here's the thing. This is during the movie.
Yes, during the movie.
Now that is sacrosanct. Whatever the word is.
Look, I am not even inclined to do. I revere the movie-going experience to the point where you respect the movie. You don't take phone calls. You don't make phone calls. You don't text. No, I broke so many of my own rules and personal ethics.
Can you actually be kicked out if the publicist saw you? Can they actually just go, Wade, you can't come back to our movies. What are you doing? Can you really get in trouble for that?
I don't know.
I mean, I know you can if you start filming, obviously.
Yeah,
you really
I don't know. It depends with the film. In this case, I got to tell you, I hated the fact that I had to drive all the way to the ArcLight for this. But honestly,
good parking there.
At about 30 minutes in, I was so grateful for that upper row at the ArcLight where you can put the armrests up. And there were 3 seats on either side of me, and I could just stretch out and lay my bag down and catch a little shut-eye. Honestly. Now, here's the thing. I love Meet the Parents. I thought Meet the Parents was a funny movie. I thought Meet the Fockers was a pretty funny movie. I liked the Dustin Hoffman, Barbra Streisand angle. Great casting. I thought it was very funny. I love the fact that from the first film to the second film, you took the energy that you had between Ben Stiller and Robert De Niro, and you transferred that now to Dustin Hoffman and Robert De Niro. And there was a lot of fun in seeing that collision as opposed to kind of rehashing what you had seen in the first film. The problem is there's nowhere now for this scenario to go. Jay Roach, who directed the first 2 films, has been replaced by Paul Weitz of the Weitz brothers. Paul and Chris Weitz previously did American Pie and About a Boy, which is a terrific film, wrote and directed both of those together, and then they've gone their separate ways, with Paul making things like Cirque du Freak, and Chris doing things like The Golden Compass and the second Twilight film. Paul is really on kind of not a great run right now, and Cirque du Freak was a bomb, And this is just terrible. The problem is it's not his fault. It's the script's fault. John Hamburg, who's a very good writer and director in his own right, who wrote and directed I Love You, Man, and who was a writer on Zoolander, he's had a hand in writing all of the Fockers films. But here it just feels like he and everybody else, they're on fumes. They don't know where else to go with this. They're just kind of taking the lines and the ideas and the stuff from the previous films and they're rehashing them. And here's the worst thing about this. If you go in thinking you're going to see more Hoffman and more Streisand, it's a lie. The commercials show you these shots of everybody sitting in a room and the lines going zipping back and forth. That shot, that scene in the commercial where everybody's in the room together is the last scene of the movie. It is the last 3 or 4 minutes
Spoiler.
of the movie. No, I'm warning people.
You spoiled the movie.
I'm warning people away. Hoffman and Streisand appear for maybe a total of 35 seconds apiece until the last 10 minutes of the film, when they show up for what are extended cameos. Hoffman and Streisand have 2 scenes together, and Hoffman and De Niro are not even on screen until the very last scene of the film together. It is a gyp, it is a con, it is a dreadful screenplay. It is an arduous slog through rehashed jokes that worked better the first time and the second time that don't work at all the third time. Now, if you need to know the plot, basically the question is, do Ben Stiller and Terry Polo still have fire in their relationships now that the kids are growing up, now that there are kids in the relationship? And there's Jessica Alba, who is this pharmaceutical salesperson who's really trying to put the moves on Ben Stiller. And then Owen Wilson comes back into the picture trying to lure Terry Polo away. And then, of course, Robert De Niro questions whether or not Ben Stiller has what it takes to be the godfucker to replace him as the head of the family. It is dreadful. It is horrible. It is a disaster that you want to stay as far away from as possible during the holiday season, or it will ruin your holidays.
Wow.
Wow.
So there it is.
Godfucker is funny, though.
Godfucker's funny.
Yeah. Once.
Here's the issue. But this is where, and then we'll move on to How Do You Know, the new James L. Brooks film. This is where critics and audiences diverge, because what'll happen is, at Christmas time, most people want to see a movie where they can just get the family to shut the F up for an hour and a half, and if they go see this movie, they will, and they'll be happy. And then they read critics who go into it about how terrible it is, and the script is this, and the cinematography is that, and they just hate us for that.
Yeah, you know what?
And all they want to do is just sit in a Christmas movie and just not have to talk to their family.
When Dustin Hoffman doesn't show up until an hour and 15 minutes into the movie, you get a little teed off. By the way, did I mention that Harvey Keitel and Laura Dern show up in this movie for about 30 seconds? Wasted, both of them. Pointless. Throwaway parts.
Okay, so let's just say a Relativity Christmas party marked free food and free drinks. Little Fockers, I win.
Anger, just raging, fuming anger that I had to sit through that.
I win, because I got free food.
So upsetting.
And that's all I care
What
about.
you do for this show.
Yeah, it's true.
It is true. All right, so before
Took one for the team. I actually have to talk about it on NPR as well, but.
Oh, NPR, look at me, NPR.
I do.
So before we do Chad
in
Bader,
more sophisticated terms.
Go eat a crumpet.
Thank
go
you.
eat a crumpet and drink your tea like this with the pinky up.